honest question. Could you be eating healthier? Let me tell you the secret. The key to eating healthy is in the preparation. That's where Flex Pro Meals comes in. They prep, cook, and ship delicious, low-calorie meals made from your favorite recipes with a healthy twist, with balanced macronutrients. These all-natural meals made with whole food are your ticket to living a healthy lifestyle. There are lots of benefits to having your meals prepped for you. It takes the guesswork out of what you're going to eat. It saves you time. And delivery is always free. Each meal is strategically developed by nutritional experts and prepared by chefs to keep you on track and in shape. Try their street tacos, Mongolian beef, and garlic chicken Alfredo. If you can heat and eat and want to live a healthier lifestyle, Flex Pro Meals are for you. Visit flexpromeals.com and use the promo code Chael to receive 20% off your first week of meals. Sean O'Malley came out and he's finally said Cheeto Vera's name for the first time, I believe, ever. And all he said was, look, Vera didn't want to do this fight. We even got a history. This dates back over a year. The UFC finally made him sign the contract. Now, of course, that created headwaves. Yeah, did the UFC make him sign this contract? Does Vera not want to do the fight? Here I am talking to you guys about it. I have to tell you, Sean does so many things that are brilliant. He really does. Sean is starting to change that right when you think there's nowhere else you can go. You got the good guys, you got the bad guys, you got the heels, you got the baby faces. It's the oldest story ever, but every now and then, The Rock, emerges that sits somewhere in between. You don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, but damn, he's interesting. And damn, he's good what he does. And darn it, he's funny. Nobody ever thought there was room for a funny guy. Nobody really thought there was room to get the audience to laugh. They always believed it was either make them boo or make them cheer, make them have an emotion. The Rock was the one guy that came along and goes, you know what? You know what's a really good emotion? Humor. Humor solves all problems. I'm going to come out and be funny. Now, he did a little bit of everything, but I only offer for you every now and then there's room for this guy in between. And there's really no marketing agency you could hire or PR firm you could work with or promoter you could sit down across from that's going to tell you about the in-between. It's a little bit of a blue moon, and frankly, if you're hedging a bet, don't go for it. Snake eyes come up, but my goodness, it's very random. And so Sean O'Malley's one of these really interesting in-between Rock-esque guys. Now, back up to what he said. Vera refused to sign the contract, and the UFC made him. Look, I will tell you from my perspective to personalize this, I could never get a guy to respond. I could never goat a guy better, more effectively, or count on it to a higher degree than if I lied. If I came out and said I can beat this guy, he'd blow me off. If I came out and complimented him and said, that guy looks really good, he'd accept the compliment, but I wouldn't get a reaction. If I ever came out and told a lie, and it could be as simple as could be, this guy asked me for an autograph. It could be as simple as can be. I was getting a reaction. There was something about that where no matter how fierce the competitor, you talking trash or you insulting them, they had too much going on in their day. There was something about it, even if you were praising them, that they never felt like pulling you up in the loft with them. There was something about if you told a story that wasn't exactly the way that just invoked them to respond. I will have to tell you, I wasn't there, I don't know, but I don't think the UFC's in the business of making anybody sign anything. I've never heard of such a thing, but Sean wins once again. Because Sean has now told a story that has forced a reaction. There was this time, and I caught this clip on YouTube, but one of my favorite duos ever, the NWO, but before the whole NWO formed, it was just Hall and Nash. And Hall and Nash were going around and they were doing house shows. And what a house show means is there's no camera. It's a professional wrestling term. There's no camera. If you want to see the show, you have to be in the house. So while wrestling does like 52 television tapings a year, once a week, they hold 250 shows a year. So house shows is a very real thing. And a lot of times you'll travel around and you'll take on the same guy on Wednesday night that you took on Tuesday night. So Hall and Nash go and they get beat by somebody on a Tuesday night. They go into some new town. There was no cameras. The only people that knew were in the house. They go into some new town on Wednesday. And Nash Hall grabs the microphone and informs the building, we just wrestled these guys last night and beat them. So of course we're going to beat them again, which is not what happened. They wrestled the night before and they lost to them. So as Hall and Nash leave the arena that night, Nash turns to Hall and says, hey, you said that we beat these guys. We didn't. Like he thought that Hall had screwed up and said the wrong thing. And Hall looked at Nash and said, we're heels. Heels lie. And there's just something very compelling and interesting about it. And no part of this do I want you to lose respect for me and go, Chael's out there saying that you should lie. No, I'm saying you could be a storyteller. He's out there telling a story. Sean has a story to tell. He has a match coming up. Promotion is nothing more than storytelling. And no matter how many times you beg somebody to understand this, if the story isn't there, or the story isn't compelling, or the story isn't told, you don't have a promotion. There's no ability to promote it. It all has to come in from some certain angle of who, what, when, why, and where. I'm not calling Sean a liar. That's not what I'm doing. I was not there. I'm sharing with you, it would seem as though that is his version. But his version I have read on 6 different websites, of which I only go to 6 websites, and I'm sitting here talking to you about it now. I don't mean to beat the same drum, guys, but once again, Sean wins.